but I'll go down fighting. I'm not going to go down like a wimp. Why is Obama going to Hawaii? Do you really believe the party line put out by the Obama campaign and followed up by the vermin in the media that he's going there to visit his ailing grandmother? Who would do that at this stage of a campaign? Who? It makes no sense. It does not make sense. This is right out of a propaganda show from the ex-Soviet Union. It's happening right in front of our eyes, and I'm the only one in the media screaming, like Daniel in the lion's den. Don't you people understand what's going on in front of your eyes? You actually believe Obama's going to Hawaii today because of his ailing grandmother? Then why did he bring his wife and daughters if this is her last days? Why did he bring his wife and daughters? It does not make sense to me. It doesn't play right. Doesn't sound right. Now, if it was only me saying it, you could dismiss me because, after all, I only have a Ph.D. from a major university. I've only written 25 books. I'm not as bright as a department store dummy on TV who makes $35,000 a year. No, they know what's going on. I've overcome every obstacle imaginable to a man to get where I am. And I'm proud of it. And I didn't get here because I'm stupid. And I didn't get here because I let powerful people lie to me. I got here because I know what's going on every step of the way. I know exactly what's going on. And you're having your country stolen from you, probably by a foreign agent, and you don't deserve a country. You deserve a ring in your nose, all of you. Just because the Republican idiots foisted that dumbbell on us doesn't mean we happily turn the country over to this foreign agent. Sure, the Republicans are to blame for the fact that we have this dunce. It was supposed to rally around the dunce. And the Alaskan interloper. We're supposed to salute the Alaskan interloper. Get excited over her. What's your foreign policy experience? I can see Russia from the Aleutian Islands. Oh, my God. God, give me a break. So if that's the choice we have, I guess that's what we have to take over a foreigner or a socialist or worse. Dare I say worse? Well, we'll find out when I come back. Philip Berg is going to tell you what he thinks right here on the Savage Nation. Don't listen to it, though, because you know more. Savage.
Jack Armstrong and Joe Getty working round the clock to bring you the best morning show in the Bay Area.
6 to 10 on Talk 910 KNEW and 910KNEW.com.
All right, here's a big story that the mainstream media won't touch. Now, if the guest I'm about to introduce to you, Mr. Berg, Philip J. Berg, were a lifetime Republican, I guess I wouldn't even have this topic because I'd say, all right, it's all BS. But I'm shocked that he's a Democrat, a lifetime Democrat, former Attorney General. He's filed a lawsuit demanding that Obama present proof of his American citizenship. And he now says that by failing to respond, Obama has legally admitted to the lawsuit's accusations, including the charge that the Democratic candidate was born in Mombosa, Kenya, which would make him ineligible to serve as President of the United States. With that as a background, I now introduce to you Philip J. Berg on the Savage Nation. Mr. Berg, welcome. Thank you for coming on the program.
Mr. Savage, Michael, if I can call you, it's a pleasure and an honor to be on your show.
Well, look, we're opposite politically, probably. You're a lifetime, aren't you a liberal Democrat?
Liberal, I guess, over the years I'm a little more moderate. Yeah, moderate to liberal Democrat.
All right, fine. But this is a shocking accusation that Obama is constitutionally ineligible to be president. Mr. Berg, what motivated you to file this lawsuit?
The most important document we have in the United States, in my opinion, is our U.S. Constitution. And there's nothing more important than enforcing our Constitution. And in this case, the Constitution provisions I'm dealing with are very small. Excuse me, we're dealing with what the qualifications are for president. There's only 3 qualifications. Number 1, you be over 35 years of age, or at least 35, he is, that you've lived in this country for at least 14 years, he has, and the third being a natural-born citizen, and he's not. And this has been a real sham that he's pulled off for the past 20 months. I think it's a disgrace. I think the national media is a disgrace for not vetting him. And if it's a slight thing, people say, oh, it's a slight, but when I get into specifics, well, it's not. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California, people keep
Correct. You're right. He wanted to run, but he said he couldn't because he's a foreign-born citizen. I hear you on that. But here's the question. How do you know he actually was born in Kenya? What makes you believe that?
The latest, and I'll be able to release in a day or two, the confirmation that I have affidavits from her speaking to a certain person. I can't divulge it right now for security reasons. And I have the tape. I've heard the tape where she was speaking to someone here in the United States, and it's recorded.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that. Who was speaking?
I'm sorry. The paternal grandmother of Barack Obama. It's Sarah Obama, who was in the delivery room in Kenya when he was born on August 4th, 1961. She's going all around saying, "I'm so proud my grandson's going to become president of the United States." And when asked where was he born, she said, "I was in the delivery room when he was born here in Kenya."
Oh my God! You have that on tape?
Yes.
Oh my God! Well, look, these are shocking, mind-blowing allegations that are certainly worthy of investigation when it's coming from a former Pennsylvania Deputy Attorney General who you are. How can they ignore you like this?
Well, because the national media has let Barack Obama do whatever he wants. They have not vetted him. I mean, just take Governor Palin. Look what's happened to her in the past month. That's one of your Republicans. I think it's a disgrace what they did to her, but they're allowed to do that. But if they're doing that to Palin, why haven't they done that to Barack Obama? Nothing. Everything is like no big deal. I mean, Reverend Wright was no big deal. Bill Ayers, no big deal. Bernadette Dorn, no big deal. The fact that he doesn't release his medical records, no big deal. The fact that he doesn't release his records from Occidental University, Columbia University, or Harvard Law School, no big deal.
Now, that's a question. Someone raised that earlier. Why won't he release his college records? What do you think that's about?
I really think it's about, the more we thought about it, we think it's because it probably indicates he's either from Kenya or Indonesia, and he probably applied for it and received foreign aid. And that's
oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is a mind-blower. Well, what chance do you have, Mr. Berg, of making this the October issue? I mean, this is as big an issue as it can get. How could this be covered up this long is the question. And how long can the opposition hold back this question? How is this possible?
I don't know. I guess everyone's afraid to touch him because everyone thinks that if you say anything about Obama, then you come up with an issue that's racial. And first off, to counter that argument, we have the Republican Democrat with me already. I happen to be white, but I also happen to be, for the last 20-some years, a paid-up life member of the NAACP. So I'm the guy out here who can say these things, and I feel very confident saying these things. But see, if I was wrong, what I've been saying since for the last 8 weeks, the suit's been around, Barack Obama, if I'm wrong, produce your birth certificate, and I'll go away. But see, he delayed so long in producing his birth certificate, it caused us to do further investigation, and we really pulled all the laws in Indonesia. And there we found out that and parts in his book, he's cocky. In his book, he says his parents divorced, his mother remarried, and she remarried here in the United States. And he says in his book that my stepfather, Lolo Sotoro, went back to Indonesia before my mother and I. And when we went to Indonesia, I immediately went to school. Well, that's significant because during the 1960s, Indonesia had troubles. They were at war. They had a lot of troubles in there. The only one who could go to school in Indonesia were natural-born citizens of Indonesia. Now, we know he wasn't born there, but how did he...
That was the period when Suharto was president?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know it was during troubled times, and the only one who could go to school there were people. All
right. So, you couldn't go to school as a foreigner in plain English.
Great. So, absolutely. So what happened is his stepfather did one of two things. He either adopted him, we're not sure about that, or he acknowledged him. But then he went to school. Now, there's evidence of that, and it's on our website, theobamacrimes.com, because we have a copy of his school record from over there, which lists his name as Barry Sotoro, S-O-E-T-O-R-O. It lists his nationality as being Indonesia, and it lists his religion of being Islam, even though he says I was never a Muslim. Now, and I don't care about religion. That's not the point. The point is here, that's what he was registered, that's what his name was, which brings another issue. His name today, unless he legally changed his name thereafter, his name right now, the legal name, might be Barry Sotoro. Now, when he came back from Indonesia, he had to go through immigration. Now, he was 10 years old, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't. If he went through immigration, he would have been given a certificate of citizenship because he was a citizen of Indonesia. But the certificate of citizenship would have only given him being a naturalized citizen, not a natural born. Naturalized is like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then he could not run for president. So if he has that document, that's not why he's showing it. On the other hand, if he didn't go through immigration,